For centuries, great men have known a hidden secret: the path to true power, discipline, and enlightenment begins with self-mastery. Yet today, men are drowning in distractions, weakened by instant gratification, and disconnected from their true potential. But there exists an ancient path, a path followed by warriors, mystics, and kings. A path that philosopher and mystic called Julius Evola called the aristocracy of the soul. Semen retention is more than just nofap. It is a spiritual initiation, a gateway to unlocking your higher self. Today, we will dive deep into the lost teachings of Julius Evola and uncover why the true warrior must master his sexual energy. Are you ready? In his books, Metaphysics of War and Revolt Against the Modern World, Julius Evola describes how the modern man has lost touch with his spiritual essence. We live in an age of decadence, where men are enslaved by lust, comfort, and superficial pleasures. But according to Evola, there has always been another type of man, the inner aristocrat. This is not someone born into wealth, but a man who disciplines himself into a higher being. The warrior, the monk, the magician, he who conquers his lower impulses and transforms them into spiritual power. Semen retention is not a modern trend. It is an ancient alchemical practice. Evola himself was deeply familiar with esoteric traditions such as Tantra, Hermeticism, and alchemy. He understood that sexual energy is not merely lust, but the primary life force that can be transformed into spiritual power. Warriors of the past, from the samurai to the Spartan soldiers, practiced celibacy before battle. Why? Because it made them mentally sharper, physically stronger, and spiritually untouchable. Their energy was not wasted, but converted into willpower. Julius Evola believed that true nobility was not in the physical bloodlines, but in the soul of the man who masters himself. This is what he called the aristocracy of the soul, the idea that only those who overcome their lower nature are worthy of spiritual and societal power. And this is exactly where semen retention fits in. It is the practice of the inner elite. The man who retains and transmutes his sexual energy rises above the masses. He becomes a warrior of the spirit, a man ruled not by lust, but by pure willpower. So how do you apply this knowledge? Here are 3 essential steps to walk the warrior's path. 1. Master your lust. Eliminate pornography and stop wasting your energy on useless distractions. Gain control over your sexuality and learn to fully harness your energetic complex. 2. Transmute your energy. Use breathing techniques, meditation, and physical training to convert your sexual energy into strength. Jogging, power training, martial arts. These are but a few ways to transmute your energy so that it perfectly aligns with your unsouled modification process. 3. Adopt the warrior mindset. Live by a higher code. Discipline, honor, and spiritual growth must be your foundation. Your connection with God as the compass, your higher will as your drive. More videos on this will be made in the future. The choice is yours. Will you remain a slave to your degenerate desires, or will you walk the path of the warrior? Semen retention is not just a challenge. It is an initiation, a path to true power. If you found this valuable, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. How long have you practiced semen retention?